So, are you in the mood to cry? To hear boomers talk about how things were back in their days and give financial advice to us, well, I'm a millennial, and the Gen Zers about what they should be doing with their finances? Well, I got some videos for you guys I want to play where they ask a Gen Zer, a millennial, and a boomer about the current finances and how they grew up compared to how we grew up. And trust me, this is really funny. You definitely want to watch this. But at the same time, guys, please hit the like, leave a comment. I'm trying to get, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, I will certainly get there. Now let's watch this and wish we lived back in the days where rent was as cheap as this guy's about to say.
Furnished apartment, one bedroom, cost me $135 a month.
No.
It went down $10 when I got rid of the furniture I was renting. I bought my own furniture after that.
My first apartment was in Chicago right out of college, and it was $750 a month. But then it did get condemned. It was a rough apartment, but it was technically affordable.
Well, I live with my parents. The first apartment where I gained consciousness was in Uptown, and I think my dad was paying about $1,200 for a one bedroom for a bunch of years, and I think it kept going up, and I think it wasn't until they got to like 1,000, maybe 900, that he was like, yeah, we're moving.
The good old days. The boomer was paying $150 in rent. Oh, wow, $150 in rent. Now, I know before you guys jump in the comment and beat me up, yeah, this was such a long time ago with inflation. Yeah, I get it, I know. But just to know that how cheap things were back in the days is like amazing. And the fact is, he probably was able to live on his own as well. And some of us millennials as well were able to experience it, as you heard her say as well. She was only paying $750. Yeah, it wasn't in a good area. She said it got condemned, but you know, I remember back in my days, everyone graduated high school. I sound like a boomer now. Back in my days. But I remember back in my days where that was a thing. People were able to graduate high school and get an apartment on their own. People were able to get an apartment on their own. This whole roommating thing, that never existed. And I mean, I graduated high school in 1999, okay? Just to give you guys a point of reference. That really was not a big deal, but man, the past couple of years, things had just, for the Gen Zers, they got destroyed. Okay, Gen Zers are just getting destroyed with how much money it is to pay for rent and how much money it is to buy a house. I cannot imagine at the age of 18, 19, or 20, or just looking at the current state of the economy and feeling positive about it. That definitely has to feel deflating. I mean, it definitely has to feel deflating. Like, there is no other option. People rooming with like 10, 15, 20 people in order to survive. That is something that at least I never was able to experience throughout my life, but I feel for those people. So that's why I don't beat up on the Gen Zers, because they're ready to go through enough. And now what I'm gonna show you is this other video of a boomer saying how much money you should have in your savings account based upon your age. Oh, you need to watch this.
Ideally, by the age you're 30, you should have at least $100,000 in the bank.
I think it would be nice to have maybe like $5,000 saved.
Definitely $100,000.
Probably like 60,000 to like 250,000. It's really not a fair question, because where do you live?
By age 30, you're halfway towards retirement. You've got to have a nice nest egg at that point.
I always heard growing up that it should be about like 20% of a payment for a house.
That feels responsible. It feels 30. It feels 30.
Having $100,000 is now. I mean, okay, listen. Okay, I'm laughing because that's just like, it's so hard right now with the current economy for people to just save anything. And she's like, yeah, you should have 100,000. Listen, lady, okay? Listen, try living during these times, all right? Try living during these times, and you can see how difficult it is to save $100,000, especially with the cost of inflation and everything is just so high. It's not easy to save $100,000. Now, I will say this. There's a lot of people out there who do. There's a lot of people out there who's able to navigate through this whole economy, right? We're getting a bunch of roommates, savings, keeping college expenses really low, some with scholarships not having expenses at all, running around the hoopty for such a long time, was able to accumulate so much money where now they have a nice nest egg. But most of the people who have student loans, right? They went out, lived on their own. They did all these other things in their life, which unfortunately is kind of like the standard. It's like the standard thing the standard path that most people are going through now. And it's not that easy to save $100,000 by the age of 30. It really isn't. And now also, I hear when people just say that, $100,000. It's like, yeah, but it depends on what your skill set is, what kind of job you have. Not everyone would need $100,000. Some people would need less. It just depends on your living situation. Now, the other girl, like the millennial, which is like, it's so true. She's like, yeah, 5,000? Yo, listen, a lot of people right now would take $5,000 in a savings account. Let's be quite honest. A lot of us don't. What's the statistic out there? They're saying 70% of the people don't even have $500 in their account. Not even $500 in their account. This missed me with that $100,000. See, these boomers, man, I just wish, but it's not gonna happen, but I wish they could live during these times and see, oh wow, it's not easy. That way they could be at least a little bit more sympathetic. It's easy to say how everyone is lazy while you're sitting in this house that was built like in the 1920s and you never left. And you remain there, you're just living on this expensive ass house that eventually one day you gotta sell. So yes, it's easy to just say what other people should do if you never experienced it, but that's what I've learned so much doing YouTube videos. You gotta be careful about the things that you say, because some people are going through certain situations that, you know, I've never been through. So I cannot judge people because I don't know exactly what they're going through. I can give my opinion, I could try to help them, but you need to have a conversation rather than just calling Gen Zers lazy, and you need to have $100,000 by the age of 30, okay? In a nest egg too, okay? This is not a down payment for a house. She said in a nest egg by the age of 30, at least have $100,000. That to me is absurd. Guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.